Ly Tieu Ca stepped out of her modest home just as dawn painted the sky with soft hues of pink and gold. The early morning air was crisp, carrying the faint scent of earth and dew. Tiny droplets sparkled on the leaves of the plants surrounding her small village home, shimmering like scattered jewels in the first light. Today felt different to her. A quiet sense of anticipation stirred deep inside, as if the day held a promise waiting to unfold. Carrying a woven bamboo basket, she walked down the familiar dirt path that led to her cherished cucumber garden, a patch of land unlike any other in the area. This little garden had become her sanctuary and her hope, the place where she poured her heart and sweat over many months. Now it was almost ready to yield its bounty. Next week the first harvest will begin, she thought to herself, a hopeful smile brushing her lips. If everything goes well, this will be the foundation for expanding the farm. Her mind wandered to the plans she had carefully crafted, building a spacious chicken coop, raising more poultry, and slowly transforming the small farm into a thriving source of livelihood. Ly Tieu Ca was not wealthy, but she was ambitious and determined. She was the kind of person who embraced hard work with unwavering spirit, constantly seeking ways to improve life for herself, her family, and the workers who stood by her side. Every day was a step forward in her journey to build something lasting and meaningful. As she made her way, she greeted familiar faces, friends and colleagues who, like her, labored with dedication. Their laughter and conversations breathed life into the sleepy village morning. "Walking 10 kilometers today was tiring, but so worth it," joked one of her companions as they paused by a small stream, its gentle babble blending with birdsong. Ly Tieu Ca chuckled, her eyes shining with quiet resolve. She knew that all the effort, all the miles walked and sweat shed would someday pay off. Work was more than just harvesting crops. It was about careful management and thoughtful leadership. Ly Tieu Ca made sure to arrange the laborers' schedules so they could have their Tet holiday, a precious time to reunite with their families. She also pushed to speed up the harvest to ensure there would be enough time for everyone to rest and celebrate. One afternoon, as the sun blazed overhead, she visited a nearby longan orchard she intended to develop further. Her mind wrestled with choices. Should she expand vegetable cultivation or diversify with more ducks and chickens? "I need to pick the path that brings the best results without stretching us too thin," she mused. Despite the hard work, there was warmth in these moments. The comforting knowledge that behind the toil was a home filled with hope and love. On a particularly hot midday, Ly Tieu Ca and the workers gathered to check on the progress of the harvest. She urged them to gather as much fresh produce as possible to meet the upcoming market demands before Tet. Her encouragement sparked renewed energy. The team toiled with greater enthusiasm. She was also meticulous about fairness and morale. Understanding that motivation was key, she planned to increase the workers' year-end bonuses by 10 to 15 minutes of paid work time, a small but meaningful reward for their dedication. In her heart, she believed that kindness and respect would forge a strong, united community around her. Beyond farming, Ly Tieu Ca was stepping into the world of business with bold moves. She had invested part of her savings in 2 small local companies, one producing dried fruit and the other in construction. The challenges of the market were real, but she trusted that collaboration and mutual support among these enterprises would create a ripple effect of growth. My company is becoming more stable and profits are rising day by day, she confided to a close friend. I'm also considering investing about 4 billion VND into a housing project. Though it's risky, I have faith in my business partners and the potential this holds. Her days were filled with such plans and actions, a blend of the practical and the hopeful. Each decision was carefully weighed, each step forward a testament to her grit and vision. Despite the intense heat of the midday sun, Ly Tieu Ca's determination never wavered. She made her way to the construction site of the new chicken coop, the dust rising under her feet with every step. This coop was more than just a shelter for poultry. It was a symbol of her dreams taking shape, a tangible step towards securing a stable income for her family and workers. As she arrived, the site buzzed with activity. Workers moved purposefully, hammering, lifting and positioning wood and metal beams. Ly Tieu Ca observed closely, occasionally offering guidance or encouragement. She understood the importance of balancing speed with quality. A rushed job could cost her dearly later on. In the evenings, when the hard labor slowed and the sun dipped low, she would sit with her team, sharing meals and stories. These moments of camaraderie forged bonds that went beyond work. They were a family in their own right, united by shared struggles and hopes. One evening, as they gathered under a large banyan tree near the farm, Ly Tieu Ca shared news of her recent business ventures. I've put some capital into 2 companies nearby, one making dried fruits and another in construction. It's a risk, but we need to grow beyond just farming, she said, her voice firm yet hopeful. Her team listened attentively, some nodding, others exchanging glances. For them, these weren't just stories. They were glimpses of a future that promised stability and perhaps prosperity. Among the investments, the dried fruit company was particularly promising. The demand for healthy, natural snacks was growing, and Ly Tieu Ca believed this sector could complement her farm's produce, creating a more diversified income stream. It's about building a network, not just relying on one source of income, she explained one afternoon while inspecting the fruits drying in the sun. That way, if one business faces challenges, the others can support us. Her practical wisdom was born from years of experience navigating the uncertainties of rural life. She'd seen seasons of plenty and seasons of hardship, and each had taught her valuable lessons. Not all ventures were smooth sailing. She recounted an instance involving a friend's business where she had lent support but recognized the potential risks. I gave a loan of about 1 billion dong, hoping the company would turn a profit soon. If it didn't, I was prepared to reassess. It's a balance of trust and caution, she admitted. This openness about challenges endeared her to those around her. They knew she wasn't promising miracles, but was willing to face difficulties head-on. Amidst all the business talk, life's simple pleasures remained important. One day, Ly Tieu Ca took time to visit the local market, a bustling hub where farmers and traders mingled. The scent of fresh vegetables, ripe fruits, and fragrant spices filled the air. She stopped by her sister's stall selling watermelon, exchanging smiles and brief chatter. The connection with family grounded her, reminding her of the roots that anchored her ambitions. Later, she shared a meal with a young worker named Hong, a spirited woman with a gentle smile. Their conversation was light but sincere, sharing food, laughter, and moments of respite from the day's toil. "Your name is beautiful," Ly Tieu Ca remarked as Hong told her about the meaning behind it, a gift from her parents. The warmth in that simple exchange captured the essence of community, where people were more than just workers. They were friends and extended family. Technology had also found its way into their lives. Using a simple QR code system, Ly Tieu Ca encouraged workers and customers to engage with modern payment methods, easing transactions and keeping accounts transparent. It was a small step, but one that symbolized progress. As the seasons changed, so did the rhythms of the farm and business. There were moments of uncertainty, a sudden storm damaging crops, delays in construction, or financial hurdles. Yet, Ly Tieu Ca faced them with resilience. She often reminded herself and others, hard work, patience and unity, these are what will carry us through. Her vision extended beyond herself. She dreamed of a thriving farm that would provide jobs and hope for her village, a business network that could stand strong in the face of adversity, and a community where no one had to struggle alone. One afternoon, standing on a small hill overlooking her farm, Ly Tieu Ca breathed in the fresh air and looked out over the land she had nurtured. The fields stretched green and abundant, the chicken coop was nearly complete, and the workers moved with purpose. The journey was far from over, but the path was clear. She was ready to embrace whatever came next, knowing that with each step forward she was transforming not just her own life, but the lives of those around her.